Hi everyone, I'm Mark from Travel Shorts, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing the DYU C3 electric bike. So for the past couple of months I've been looking at maybe purchasing an electric bike. I've never had one before, so I didn't really know where to look. So I've just randomly been looking on the internet here and there, but haven't really been doing anything very serious. Anyway, about a week ago, DYU Cycles approached me and asked me if they could send me a bike and if I wanted to review it. So obviously I said yes, and that's why I'm here today reviewing this bike. So full disclosure, DYU have provided me with this bike to review, but they haven't paid me at all for this review. So I'm just going to give you my own opinion, what I think of this bike. This is actually the first time I've ever ridden an electric bike as well. So forgive me if I'm not very good on it. I'm just used to manual pedals, but here we go. One thing I guess I need to point out as well is because this bike has an accelerator here on the right hand side by here, it's actually not street legal to ride on the roads in the UK. So that's why I've come to this private land quite close to where I live. It's a local farm road and it's got its own cycle track on there, but it's private land, so I'm fully allowed to ride it here. So my first impression of the bike, it's actually really good. Just to give you a bit of specs on the bike, the motor is 250 watts, which I think is actually adequate for what it actually is. It is a compact city kind of commuter bike after all. I'm actually getting a bit of speed because I'm going downhill at the moment, so it's actually picking up quite a bit of speed. Going over a bit of an obstacle there. It's a bit of fun jumping over that grid. It's got a 36 volt 7 amp hours battery. The battery takes between 3 to 4 hours to actually charge, so not actually that long to charge considering the size of it. It's got a pure electric range, so if you were just going to use the throttle, up to 25 kilometers, and it's got a pedal assist range of 34 kilometers. But again, that'll depend on the hills that you're on and the environment you're cycling through. It's got front and rear disc brakes, and I've already tested those. They work really well. They stopped the bike pretty sharpish when I pulled them. It's got front and rear lights. The rear light is actually a brake light as well, so every time you use the brakes, the red light on the back actually flashes, which is really handy, so the traffic behind you can actually see what you're doing. The bike itself only weighs 20 kilograms, so that puts it in a similar category as some larger electric scooters. And for the size of this bike, personally I'd pick this over an electric scooter because you've got a similar size, but you've also got a seat to sit on as well to make the commute or your journey a lot more comfortable and not stressful standing up going through traffic. The bike's got a maximum load capacity of 120 kilograms, and I admit I'm not the fittest person in the world, but there's still plenty of leeway on for somebody my size riding this bike. I don't come anywhere near to 120 kilograms, thankfully. I'm only 5'8" as well, and to be honest, I can pedal no issues at all on this bike. I can stand up on it, and I don't even have the seat on the full stretch either. There's still plenty of room for a lot taller people to actually sit on this bike. The bike also features a spring-loaded seat as well, so when you're going over bumpy terrain, it just adds that extra bit of cushion on your backside to make life a little bit more comfortable while you're cycling. As with all electric bikes as well, there is capped at about 15 miles per hour. The bike does feature quite compact 14-inch wheels as well, which makes life a lot easier when you're trying to put the bike away or you want to fold it up and put it in the boot of your car. So that's all the specs out the way. Now I'm just going to ride it around for a bit and have a little bit of fun. So as you can see on the handlebars here, left hand side, that's the on and off switch. We've also got a bell by there in case you want to create some attention for yourself. Here we've got the battery indicator, so when it's fully charged there's 4 LED lights on there. This button here is the to switch the light on. Later in this video I'm actually going to be doing a full breakdown of all the features of this bike back in my garden after unboxing, so stay tuned and you can see all the information in that video. Yeah, so like I said, I'm just on a private road by here. You can see they've got some joggers ahead of me here as well. It's quite a not going to say it's a popular area, but you get a few people around here. It's just off the beaten path, and it's just nice to come here just for a little ride. So what I'm going to test now is see what it's like actually going uphill. So at the moment, I'm just purely pedaling myself. So this is just in power assist mode. So I'm going up not a very steep hill, but it's actually really easy. So what I'm going to do now is actually see what this bike's like at going up hills. So at the moment, I'm not using the throttle at all. See, there's the throttle. If I want to use it, you just pull it back like a motorbike. But going up this hill is really easy. So the pedal assist has kicked in, and I'm putting very little effort into this at the moment, just coming up this hill. It's not really any strain at all. Now I'm going to try it with a throttle to see what happens. And I can feel it actually kicking in a bit more. So I've got to put even less effort now going up this hill. This is pretty easy, actually. A lot easier than a normal bike. I think I should point out as well that this bike doesn't have any gears at all. So it's just one speed, which I'm in now. But if it's electric, you've got power assist steering, or pedal assist steering, I should say. That shouldn't really be an issue, because whenever you want to give her a bit more juice, just pull the accelerator back. And that's it, you just go. So I do think that one of the drawbacks, because this bike is so compact, and what DYU are actually doing, they're trying to make a cost-effective and small and basic bike as possible to offer the customer the best value for money. It doesn't come with literally all the bells and whistles. Yeah, you've got the bell, but you don't have things like a trip computer or a speedo. So I'm just using the accelerator now. I am going downhill a bit. I've got the speedo app on my phone just to see what it's like going downhill. So you can see 12 miles an hour, 13, they're actually 14 now, 15. So I am getting up quite a bit of speed. I should be holding on both hands really, but I've only got the one. Don't want to come a cropper here, but as you can see, 16 miles an hour coming down. I've got the throttle on. Got to be careful for that bump in the road there. Whoa, almost lost it. So I think 15, 16 miles an hour, pretty good going. So I'm using the accelerator up the hill now, and I'm virtually doing no work whatsoever with my legs. I think I should have got an electric bike ages ago. Yeah, you can get mountain bikes with lots of gears, and it does help when it comes to the uphill sections, but this makes life so much easier. In fact, there's a cyclist ahead of me here, you can see, and I've caught up to him. He's got a big fancy mountain bike, and I've caught up to him on this little compact commuter bike. So that's the testing out of the way. I'm now going to head home, so I'm going to cut to some video from earlier today when the bike arrived, show you how it came packaged and how I set it up, as well as going through all the individual features of the bike. And because of the bike's size and its compactness, it's easy to fit in the boot of my car. So to transport it home, all I've simply got to do, fold down the handlebars, drop the seat a little bit, and it fits straight in the boot of my car. So just for reference, this is the Peugeot 5008, which is about a mid-size SUV car. But as you can see, it fits perfectly in the boot. I didn't even need to drop any of the seats. So let's go back home, check out the bike, all the specs and how it arrived, and do some unboxing, shall we? This is how the bike comes delivered, and as you can see, it reflects the size of the bike. Pretty compact, and it's really lightweight too. Let's open this up and see what's inside. First impressions are that everything's really well packaged. Lots of styrofoam, which is what I like to see. That helps to protect the bike during shipping. There's actually not that many loose items in here. So we've got a box. We have the seat. And that's pretty much it. Inside the box, we have got the user guide and instruction manual. We have got the pedals. We've got the charger, which is obviously very important. And we've got a multi-tool to help us assemble the bike. Now let's get the bike out. And that's it. And first impressions are, that's tiny. That's really, really small. It's pretty light as well. Okay, let's start getting all this packaging off and assembling the bike. Now that the bike's been fully assembled, I'll quickly go through some of the features with you. First things first, obviously this is an electric bike, so you've got to store the battery somewhere, and that's in the body here. It's fixed, you can't take it out, which also means you can't fold the bike in half either. And you're obviously going to need to know where to plug it in to charge the bike. You can find the charging port just underneath the pedals here. If we look at the handlebars, starting from the left hand side, we've got the on and off button. Then we've got the bell. In the center we've got a lever to adjust the handlebars to how you would like them. On the right hand side we've got a function button which also doubles as the charge indicator. 4 lights is fully charged and 1 light is you're about to run out. Also, if you press down the button for 3 seconds, it switches on the headlight in the front of the bike. And then finally we've got the accelerator, which obviously makes the bike go. There's 2 brakes. The left hand side controls the rear brake and the right hand side controls the front brake. A neat feature on this bike as well, which I haven't seen on regular manual bikes, is when you pull the brakes, the rear brake light comes on, indicating to the vehicles behind you're slowing down or about to stop. On the back of the bike you've got a parcel shelf, which I guess you can attach your bag or your shopping on there, and it's got a max load of 25 kilograms. Another useful feature of this bike as well is the kickstand on the rear wheel. That really helps to store the bike, keeping it upright so you don't have to lean against anything or lay it on the ground. And when it does come to storage, you can easily fold down the handlebars. And finally, just before you do set out on the bike, just double check the tyre pressure before you do. I think that's enough about the features. I'm going to head back out and do my final summary and review of the bike. So I've come back to that road where I was testing it earlier, and now I've had some time to actually review it, ride around with it for a good half an hour or so. Here's my final review of the bike. I think for its intended market, it is ideal. So I believe probably the intended market is if you live or work in a city or a town, you need to commute from your house to your place of work. Like if you've got an office in the city, this is ideal. If you maybe need to go on the underground or some public transport as well, because the handlebars fold down, the seat goes down, it's easy to get in and out of public transport, no issues at all. And because it's quite lightweight as well, only 20 kilograms, it's ideal for that. My personal use case, it's probably not ideal. I don't commute in the city. In fact, my commute to work is about a 45-minute car journey. So for that, probably not ideal. But it is actually a really fun bike to have. As I mentioned earlier, because it does have an accelerator, I'm not allowed to use it on UK roads at all. But throughout Europe and America, that's no issues at all. And because the majority of my subscribers are actually based in either Europe or the United States, that's why I decided to review this bike. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I've never had an electric bike before, so this is my first electric bike, so don't know how I can compare it to other ones, but I found it really fun. We've actually not just been riding it here, but me and the kids have been playing on it in the back garden as well, using it as basically a mini motorbike going around the back garden. Size-wise, like I said, it's exactly what you need. If you just want a short commute from A to B in the city or a town, this is exactly what you need. It's perfect. So my final summing up, if you want a compact, cost-effective, nice little bike to ride around the city, perfect. If you want to go off-road, up mountains, obviously this isn't the choice for you. So if you are interested in this bike, if you click on the link down in the description below, that'll take you directly to the DYU website. And there's also an offer code down there as well, so you get some money off your purchase. So check that link out down below. And I think that's going to be the end of this review. So once again, thank you to DYU for providing me with a bike. It is really appreciated. And if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. That is also very much appreciated. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.